Hello students, today we are going to start a new topic, that is geomorphology. We will be studying many things in this topic. Let me introduce the subject, that is introduction to geomorphology. Let us start. So, first we will see what is geomorphology. As you can see here, the word geomorphology comes from a Greek word. It is a Greek word. You can see here. So, there is a term geo, morph and logis. Geo means earth, morph means form and logis means study. So, study of forms of the land, or you can say the study of earth form is nothing but geomorphology. So, what is the study of earth forms means what? Forms means shape and size, you can say shape and size. Shape and size of a particular feature like a river, valley, glacier, volcano. So, this all studies comes under geomorphology. Geomorphologists are concerned primarily with the earth's superficial features. Superficial features, as I told you, river is a superficial feature. Volcanic mount is a superficial feature. Glacier is a superficial feature. Valleys are the superficial features. Earthquakes, these are superficial features. So, to study these superficial features, those are called as geomorphologists, including their origin. How the origin of river is there, how the origin of earthquake is there, how the origin of glacier, how the origin of coastal landforms, that is beach area or islands. So, all those studies, history of those and composition, what it is made up of, and impact on human activities. Impact on human activities. What is the impact of that particular feature on human activities? What is the impact of river on human activities? What is the impact of earthquake? What is the impact of volcano? So, these all studies will be there in geomorphology. So, next let me tell you the importance of geomorphology. Geomorphology is very important to understand geomorphological features. What is the geomorphological features? What are the geomorphological features? We will study in next slides. So, of various environment, like as I told you, there will be riverian environment. Riverian means what? River environment. So, what are the changes occur in river? You can see. So, from origin till the end, what are the things are changing in this particular river? This all will be studied under geomorphology. Like this, it may be earthquake, it may be coastal area, it may be wave action. So, all geomorphological processes will be studied under geomorphology in various environment. Various environment, I told you, there will be aeolian or wind environment, you can see where wind is blowing in high speed, like desert areas. So, in different environments, what are the changes occurring on this surface of the earth, that will be studied under geomorphology. To detect natural and environmental hazards, to detect where exactly this natural hazard means what? Disturbance due to natural hazards, you can say, or these are naturally occurred features or activities, geological activities like earthquake. Earthquake is a naturally occurring phenomena or activity. Flooding occurs in rivers, landslides, tsunamis, volcanism, etc. So, how do they form? How do these are in which condition this occurs? So, these all things are studied under geomorphology. To identify various landform features and landscapes. So, identify means what? How the hillocks are formed, how the valleys are formed. These are all landforms or land and form in shape and size, maybe U shape valley. So generally river has a V shape valley, and glacier, this is a river valley, and U shape value will be of glacier valley. Okay, and geomorphology will be also studied to identify various landforms features formed by from satellites. Like example, satellites, satellites are you must have heard about many satellites are sent by ISRO in the space, and those satellites will take the picture of land or earth. So you should identify the feature from in that particular image, satellite image. So how to identify those will be studied under geomorphology. Like you should identify the difference between river and road which is constructed by humans. So you should identify those features through photos, because it will be we have not seen that particular image or aerial view of any area. So you should have that sense or art to identify the features from satellite image. Then it will be very useful in coastal and river researches. So this is very important. It is also important to study vulnerability, or you can say it is also useful in vulnerability maps. Vulnerability studies. Vulnerability studies means what? Like you must have heard about earthquake zone areas. Earthquake zone areas means what? Where are the maximum earthquakes occur, or possibility of earthquake occur in a particular region. So how do they make it? Based on the historical data. Like example I can give you, in Himalayan region maximum earthquake occur, and that is the most vulnerable we can say vulnerability zone for earthquake. So to study or to make these maps, we use geomorphological studies. This geomorphology is very useful in geology, obviously, geography, archaeology, engineering planning, mining planning, and construction planning, and urbanization as well. So it is very important. Like example I can give you, like urbanization, or in urbanization I can give you example like where to dump the waste. In cities and all those things, waste will be generated. It may be wet waste or dry waste. Where to dump this area, where to dump this waste, in which area, that will be told if you study the geomorphology. And then construction industry, like dam construction. So where to construct dam, like river will be there here and here. Okay, you can see it is flowing from top to towards the sea. So where to construct dam, whether we should construct here, whether we should construct here, whether we should construct here, whether we should construct here. Dams are nothing but what you can say, these are the barriers to stop the water. So where to stop the water, and if you construct in a particular region, suppose if you are constructed here, what features you should consider, how much water will store, if the stored water is enough for the purpose which is I mean whether if you are constructed for power generation, electricity generation, or irrigation purpose, whether that particular purpose is fulfilled or not, will be studied under geomorphology. So it is very important to study geomorphology to have the knowledge of all the superficial changes on the earth surface, and to apply in the real life, like engineering, construction, archaeology, construction industry, urbanization, mining industry. I hope you understood. So one of the example I have given here you can see this rock, you can see here, it is like hanging rock, you can say. It has stayed there, nobody has kept there. What past processes created this relict landform. This is called relict landform. So, what process make this particular feature to have as it is, like as you can see in the picture? What modern processes are modifying it? Like someone may take the build JCB and take it out. So, what are the processes which are modifying it? Where the processes that created the relict landforms, whether it is destructional or constructional. So, whether this is constructional or destructional, are the modern processes modifying the landscape destructional or constructional. So, all those things relate. Whichever picture you see, like suppose you have seen one river like this river, you see what is the process required to form this particular drainage pattern, or you can say river pattern. So, this all studies will be under geomorphology. Then geomorphological processes, these are very important. As I told you, I will tell you the geomorphological processes in different environments. Like you can see here, geomorphic processes, this is a process responsible for formation and alteration of earth surface. So, these are the processes, geomorphic processes, which alters the or forms the earth surfaces, modify the earth surfaces. Like example, suppose one hillock is there, hilly region is there, okay. Due to rain, if soil is there in that particular hilly region, due to some you can say river, or you can say water, this soil may go away. So, ultimately what is happening here? This hilly region is modifying or altering, or alteration is there. So, there is a modification of earth surface. This is the earth surface which is modifying by river, or you can say water action. So, like this many things are there. The river may be land may be modified by wind, land may be modified by water. So, we will be studying these agents of metabolism, what are the agents of metabolism, agents of geomorphic process which are changing the earth surface. What are the processes of geomorphic process? So, what are the products after the geomorphic process? What are the products formed? Will be studied under geomorphic process. So, first agents of geomorphic process. Which are the agents? As I told you, first thing is river. River is the agent of geomorphic process, which is there in humid geomorphic environment, like wherever the humid region is there, like Western Ghats is the humid region. So, in that river action, river will origin and it will change the landform. It will create the valleys, it will create the lakes, or it will create everything which is possible by river action. So, wind action, which is there which will be there in arid environment or dry environment, like deserts. In deserts, many things will change due to wind action. So, this all things will be studied under geomorphic process. Then glacier or ice, which will be there in, which is polar environment, which will be there in polar environment, like South Pole and North Pole of Earth. Then wave, like sea waves, coastal environment, it will be coastal environment. So, these are the agents of geomorphic process by which land is changing, the or you can say earth is modifying or altering. Next thing is which are the processes, actual processes involved in geomorphic process. These are the three processes, very important process occur in geomorphic process. So, first one is erosion, second one is transportation, and third one is deposition. So what are these three terms I will tell you. Erosion means what? I will show you the process so that you will understand. Here you can see rain, this is a hilly region, okay, hilly region, and rainfall has occurred in this particular region, okay. This will break, this rock will break because of water or temperature action, sun will be there, temperature will be there. Due to this, what happens? This rock will break into pieces, small pieces, okay. This small pieces, due to rain action, water action, that will transport. So what happens? From this rock, if it detach or loose from that particular rock, that is called as erosion. And due to water or wind, that will go away from that particular region. That is called as transportation. And this transported material, due to if it gets some depression, like this, you can see lake is there. In this depression, it will deposit. This is called as deposition. So it may be by water action, it may be by wind action, it may be by glacier action, okay, or it may be by wave action. In coastal region, due to wave action, there will be deposition. So these are the three important processes which occur in geomorphic processes. Like first one is erosion, wherein rock will break into pieces and it will detach from the original rock, and detached material or broken material will transport by some geological agent. That geological agent may be wind, water, glacier, that is ice, or wave action. So this is the very important thing in geomorphology, that is the process, how the actual process occur. Then due to these processes, maybe it is erosion, maybe it is transportation, or maybe it is deposition, what are the products formed? Here you can see, due to erosion, erosional landforms will form. Erosional landforms means what? I will give an example so that you will understand. River will take a turn like this. River will take a turn like this. You can see. Due to this, you can see the feature like snake-like feature is formed. This is called as erosional feature of river. This is called as meandering. It is called meandering. So this meandering is the erosional feature of river. So like this, or valley, you can say. Next one is valley, V-shaped valley. So this is the erosional feature of river. River feature. So due to erosion, as I told you, due to breaking of rocks, some features will form. Maybe it is because of river, maybe it is because of glacier, maybe it is because of wind, maybe it is because of wave action or coastal wave action. So some features will form, landform features will form, that will be product of erosion. Again you can see this broken particle will transport, as you know. So this also features will also transport, and there will be depositional form will be there. Obviously there will be deposition at the end, that will form some depositional environment. Example I can give you. If you have gone to beach areas, so up to this, suppose this is a sea, ocean, okay, and this is a land. This area is beach area. Here you can see what happens here. Due to wave action, what happens? So this sand sand which is present here, it will transport here and it will deposit, and it will form deposits of sand, deposits of sand. So what is happening here? The transported material is dumping there and is forming a deposition. So this is nothing but the depositional feature of wave action, that is beach area, sand area or sandbars. So due to this, like this only, there will be deposition feature of river, there will be depositional feature of glacier, there will be depositional feature of wave, there will be depositional feature of every agent of geomorphic process. So I hope you understood process and its products. So here you can see, I had given example agents with changes. You can see here river has taken a turn, you can see here. So here you can see, here it is breaking the rock and it is going away. So this river is carrying some material. Here you can see depositional features. So these are the called as depositional features. This sand, these are desert, in desert area, it is wind has transported sand material and has deposited here. Not from here, actually from direction of wind is from here. Why? I will tell you in future classes why it has formed like this. Okay. Then you can see this is a, you can see this is a wave action feature, because formation erosional feature actually it is. This is a depositional feature, this is a depositional feature, this is a erosional feature, this is a erosional feature, and here you can see depositional feature, glacier. You can see glacier, ice has brought some material, broken material, and has deposited here. So due to these actions, maybe river action, wind action, glacier action or wave action, they may form depositional feature or erosional features. Erosional means breaking and deposition means dumping of something. So there are two types of depositional processes, geomorphic processes. First one is terrestrial process and extraterrestrial process. Occurred because of terrestrial process and occurred because of extraterrestrial process. Extraterrestrial process is example is fall of meteorite, which is coming from outside the face. In Marathi it is called ulka. So from outside the meteorite will come into the what you can say earth sphere and will dash or suddenly it will fall on the ground and that will create a feature, that is nothing but extraterrestrial processes. In terrestrial processes, you can see here there will be exogenic, we have already discussed about this one, exogenic and or exogenous process, and endogenic or endogenous process. Exogenous is which is happened on the surface, or features formed on the surface, or geomorphic changes happened on the surface and inside the surface, of the earth. Inside the surface of the earth. Endogenic means the features are changing on the surface, and exogenic means endogenic means features which are changing inside the surface due to inside processes. So this chart I will be explaining in next class. I hope you understood. Today we have discussed so many things. So you can see we have discussed about definition of geomorphology, so importance of geomorphology, then geomorphic process, in that we have discussed agents of geomorphic process, then what process includes three in geomorphic process, what are the products of geomorphic process, and some examples we had given, and types of geomorphic process. And further things will be this all chart will be discussing next class. Thank you.